Hey guys, so I have been getting a lot of questions about the previous video that I posted about my fitness journey, and I've been getting a lot of questions about my weight gain, weight loss journey. So I decided to do this kind of story time video. So basically in March, I decided that I wanted to have a Brazilian butt lift, which is a BBL, also known as a fat transfer. If you are unfamiliar with the term, basically they will get fat from areas of your body and they deposit it into your buttocks. So I basically was on Instagram following these accounts, feeling like I wasn't good enough because I'm looking at these girls with these perfect Fashion Nova bodies, which is just a little bit too much sometimes, you know, but I'm looking at that constantly. It's like social media was feeding me and throwing that in my face, and that's all that I was seeing. So I was like, I want to get a BBL too. Let me sign up for this surgery. So I ended up searching and I found this doctor in New York, and it's so much that I found out afterwards, but from what I initially thought, he had like these amazing before and after photos. And what I didn't realize is that no one in these before and after photos had a before body like mine. So anywho, I was able to, they had like a special. They had like this internet special or whatever on their Instagram page, and you had to pay by a certain time or you couldn't lock in the price. So I was like, ooh, let me get my coins together. Let me pay for this surgery so I can have my summer body ready. So it was March, you know, it's still cold, but it's the beginning of spring. Spring starts like around that time, but I was like, by the summertime, I should be good. So I get my coins together and I pay for this surgery in full, which is really sketchy now that I'm thinking about it, because how am I able to pay for this surgery in full without even consulting with their doctor first, without even having any sort of consultation with them? Like, that's very sketchy. So after I paid the money for the surgery, I was contacted by my coordinator, my surgical coordinator, and she basically said, okay, so since you paid the money, this is your surgical date. And she gave me this date, and I was a little apprehensive, like something just didn't feel right to me. So I'm like, well, would I even be able to speak to the doctor ahead of time? I have a lot of questions about this surgery. I would like to have, you know, a relationship with the doctor, get to know him first before I put my life in his hands. You know, I just need to know what I'm getting into. So is it possible for me to have a consultation? So I flew out to New York and I basically met with the doctor, and he said that he didn't even have to touch me to see that I didn't have enough fat. He laughed and said that you have a muscular build and you don't have any fat. So where's the fat coming from? Where is the fat coming from? You are not a candidate for this surgery. And I said, okay, what should I do in this situation? I already paid my money. Do I get a refund? He said, well, you can go upstairs and talk to the coordinator that basically got this appointment for you, but I'm not going to touch you because you do not have the recommended fat for this surgery. I said, okay, that's fine. I go upstairs and I talk to the coordinator and I tell her what he said. And she basically told me that there are no refunds. So I'm just going to have to gain the weight or lose the money, pretty much. She said, if I choose not to gain the weight, then I can use the money towards another surgery. I was not interested in having any other surgery done from this particular plastic surgeon's office. So I was like, okay, let me try to gain the weight. And I told her that my weight, I don't really gain weight easily. I've been the same size since middle school. I literally can go in my closet. Well, at the time, I could go in my closet and fit clothes that I've had since middle school, and I am a full adult now. So after she told me this, I was like, so how much weight should I gain? Is there another doctor who can give me more information, whatever? So I went to talk to another doctor. This is like the top surgeon in their office, and I spoke to him, and he basically told me that I needed to gain about 15 to 20 pounds to be safe. I said, okay, do you recommend me do anything in particular? Is there like a weight gainer that you recommend? And he was like, well, you just need to eat more. That's what he said. So I spoke to the coordinator. She was like, well, I had the BBL surgery and I was small like you. And basically all I did was just eat. I just packed on a whole bunch of hamburgers. But a lot of girls, they're taking Apetamin or Apetamin vitamin syrup. So you may want to look into that because that helps you gain weight. And I was like, okay, let me write this down so I can get this Apetamin vitamin syrup. I do my research on this Apetamin vitamin syrup, and all these people were saying, oh my gosh, it helped me gain weight so fast, whatever, whatever. And I was like, this seems too good to be true, but let me try to get this. It's worth a try because I know I can't do it on my own without this vitamin syrup. I ordered 4 of the bottles, which each bottle is supposed to help you gain between 5 to 10 pounds or 5 to 8 pounds, depending on how much you eat, depending on your body type, all that stuff. So I ordered 4 of the bottles and I'm like, okay, this can help me get my 15 to 20 pounds. Let me try my best to gain as much weight as possible. So I did do a video telling you guys about my experience taking Apetamin vitamin syrup and how it really helped me gain a lot of weight, and it did. Like, I'm not even going to say that it didn't. The first week of me taking it, I was tired, I was sluggish, I didn't want to do anything, but I was eating like crazy. Like, I literally was eating like I was pregnant with triplets or something. I was literally going through boxes of Cinnabons, literally eating 3 and 4 dinner plates, like a grown man or something. Like, I've never eaten that much in my life. And Apetamin definitely slowed down my metabolism and it increased my appetite. So I was eating way more than normal. And I was able to keep on the fat at the same time. So because of that, after taking these 4 bottles of Apetamin and really working hard at eating, I was able to gain 28 pounds. Now, at first, I gained 23 pounds when I did that video. I was like, oh my gosh, I gained 23 pounds. But I kept eating after that. When I stopped taking the Apetamin, my metabolism, I don't know really what happened with the metabolism part, but I did notice that I wasn't as hungry as before, but I just made it a point to try to gain as much weight as I could. So I did end up totaling 28 pounds after the Apetamin journey. And after that, I noticed that my thighs were big, my butt had grown, and that was the whole point of this whole thing anyway, of me wanting to get a BBL, was to make my butt bigger. That's just what the shape that I was going for. I wanted to be more curvy. So Apetamin definitely gave me a butt, and oh my God, I was so excited about this because I'm gonna show you guys my before and after. So in the before picture, you can see that I was skinny, but still muscular. My muscles were defined. My muscles always popped out. From a child, I always had like a 4-pack naturally. So even in this gym clip, I'm gonna show you guys my body shape and my muscular build. This was the first time that I've ever stepped into a gym, and my sister was showing me how to do a squat because I ain't know nothing about no squats. So basically when she told me to squat, I'm standing in place because I'm like, okay, what comes next? And she's like, well, you gotta come up. So that's basically this video that you're about to see.
You ain't go. Now go up.
So after Apetamin, I was super excited because I noticed that my boobs were getting fuller. My butt had grown bigger than it's ever been in my entire life. It wasn't huge, but it was a huge difference to me because it was a noticeable difference. Like, my mother even was like, what are you doing? Like, girl, your hips are spreading. Like, I was so excited because that was my whole goal anyway, right? So I feel like the weight that I gained from Apetamin went to my thighs, my hips, my butt, my breast, a little bit in my arms because my arms are not, ooh, Lord, my arms are not what they were before. I didn't have this fat before. As much as I was eating and consuming in a day-to-day basis, my stomach didn't get overly huge. So I went back to the doctor and I told them that I gained the weight that was recommended. Like, when is my new surgical date? I'm ready for the surgery. The doctor comes in, the same doctor that told me to gain the 15 to 20 pounds. He comes in and he's like, okay. He touches my stomach. He's like, you still don't have enough fat. Did you gain the weight? And I said, yeah, I'm much bigger than what I was when I came in here previously. And he's like, but you don't have the fat where you need it because we're only taking fat from your stomach area and your back rolls. And at the time, I had a little bit of back rolls coming in because previous to that, I didn't even know what back rolls were, to be honest. Bra rolls. I didn't know what that was. So he was like, well, you have some bra rolls. You have a little bit of fat in your stomach, but we're only taking fat from your middle area, which is like your 360 area. It's going to be basically fat coming from your midriff 360. That means your love handles. That means any fat from your front stomach. That means fat from your back and brow rolls, pretty much. And I'm like, but my fat didn't go there. My fat went to my thighs, my butt, and everywhere else. So he said, honestly, I can do the surgery for you, but if I do the surgery for you, the amount of fat that you have combined will be equivalent to a bagel. And once I suck that fat out, 50% of that fat will die, just because that's what happens. So we will now have half a bagel of fat, half a bagel of fat, and that will be transferred or deposited into both butt cheeks. So that will not be a noticeable difference. So I done gained all this weight for nothing. I mean, what happens now? So he tells me that in order to have a noticeable difference, I would have to gain at least 25 to 30 more pounds. And I would have to work hard at eating, like, you know, as unhealthily as possible, which I was doing anyway. But it seems like my genetics, fat just doesn't really deposit there first. It doesn't go to my stomach first. And that's the area that I needed the fat to go to. So anywho, I thought about it. Like, when I got home, I said, wait a minute, I'm not about to gain 50 pounds just to have it transferred to my butt, and the rest of my body that got fat from gaining this 50 pounds will be untouched. So I would have to start going to the gym to get my arms down, to get my, you know, thighs down, to get all of these other areas that gained weight down. And then my butt's going to disappear anyway, because I don't know if y'all know this. After you have the BBL surgery and you lose weight or you start working out, those are fat cells. They shrink too. They get smaller. So your butt is going to get smaller too. You cannot work out and specifically target, you know, a full weight loss without the fat in your butt disappearing. So I was like, wait a minute now. If I gain 50 pounds, my stomach will be small after the surgery. My butt will be, I don't even know how big my butt, I don't even know if it would have been that much of a noticeable difference anyway, but I would have basically been at a loss, because after paying all this money, going through all of this pain, going through all of this recovery time and all of this headache, I would still need to lose weight anyway that I put on that wasn't taken out for the butt fat. So I'm like, okay, I don't think this is worth it. Like, I really do not think this is worth it. And I thought long and hard, and it took me months to try to figure out if I wanted to go through with the surgery. And I ended up having labiaplasty. So I had labiaplasty in May, and that put me down. Like, I was down. I wasn't even recording during that time, because I was like on bed rest for 6 weeks. Not for 6 weeks, but I just couldn't do a lot. It was uncomfortable for me to sit. I couldn't really walk, stand, like, it was just a lot. And I was thinking about recording that surgery, like my healing process and all that, but I didn't do it. I was looking horrible during that time anyway, but whatever. I was down for the count for 6 weeks after my labiaplasty surgery in May. And because of that, I ended up losing some weight. And I noticed after I healed from my labiaplasty surgery and all that stuff, I noticed that my hips were still there, but my butt was kind of disappearing. I feel like the fat kind of moved around in my body. So my arms were like settling with these flaps here, which I never had before. And my hips were there. My breasts have gone back to the normal size that they are. But my butt was getting smaller. So because I was losing weight, because I was out for the count during that surgery, during the labiaplasty, I basically, my butt had disappeared. It was shrinking. It was shrinking. And I was like, oh no. Like, I just worked so hard to get this, and now it's disappearing. But after thinking long and hard, I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to gain 50 pounds. I'm not about to gain no more weight. because it just doesn't make sense. Like I knew from the beginning that I wasn't a candidate for the surgery, yet I still tried. I tried, and it still didn't work out. So, I mean, if I had a baby in the future, then I would definitely do something like have a BBL, because then I would have the extra fat. But now it just doesn't make sense for me to go through all of that just to have a butt, which will shrink anyway after I lose the weight. So I'm like, yeah, no. So that's pretty much why I am starting this whole fitness journey. I'm trying to get not back to as small as I was before, but I am trying to tone up. Like, I miss my muscular stomach. Like, now I'm sitting down and I'm noticing that I have like a kangaroo pudge here. Like a kangaroo pudge. My fat is like coming out of the top of my jeans. No, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to having this weight around, like carrying this much weight around. I want a 6-pack. Like, before I had a 4-pack, but now I want a 6-pack, and I want to work on being more healthy overall. Like, because I packed on all that weight in such a short amount of time, I even now feel very sluggish. I feel very overweight. I feel out of shape. I can't really move around. I'm just really out of shape, and I really need to get back to being focused on myself, on my health. I would love to start eating healthier, and I want to incorporate that onto my YouTube channel as well. And I just want to be all around fit. My sister, she is a bodybuilder. She's amazing. She's also a personal trainer. She's going to help coach me through some of this. My nephew, who is so inspirational, I love him so much. He is on Instagram. His name is Z the Machine. He is a beast when it comes to fitness workouts, and also when it comes to like eating healthy. He's like really good with different recipes and what you should eat to get a certain body type and all that type of things. I'll have both of their information down below in the description box. But my sister, the bodybuilder, her Instagram name is Fit Gains, and my little nephew's name on Instagram is Z the Machine. So I'm really blessed to have both of them in my corner helping me through this. As you guys know, I was in a relationship recently, and he was into fitness as well, but a lot of people read between the lines of some of the videos that I've been posting, and that relationship is gone. It's over forever. It's gone. It's over for that. So anyway, yeah. I may do a story time about that whole little situation. It was a really rough time in my life. It's so funny how you see people and they may seem a certain way on social media, or they may seem a certain way when you see them in person, but you never know what a person is going through. You never know the things that they're struggling with. And that relationship was not even close to being perfect. Oh my gosh, am I about to cry? Like, this is crazy. So anyway, did not want to even come on and talk about that, because I'm totally not, like, it's nothing about him cheating or me cheating or anything like that. That was the end of that relationship. It was much more serious. Okay. What in the world? Why am I crying? I'm not a crybaby. It was much more serious than that. And yeah. I have to do a story time about that completely, because it just really was a dark time in my life. And so this person was someone who I saw myself with, and he just changed. He just flipped on me, and my whole world just turned upside down. But yeah, we were not in contact with each other. I was strong enough to leave that situation alone, and I am so blessed to have people around me that helped and encouraged me through that rough patch, because I don't know what I would have done without them. So yeah, I did want to say in this video, I have an issue with sleeping. So I typically go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing my editing and all that stuff. I'm a night owl, and I usually wake up at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and the whole morning is done, and it's hard for me to wake up early. So I have been basically taking melatonin I have these melatonin gummies that I have been taking, and they have been helping me go to sleep at a normal time. It's been helping me regulate my sleep schedule. So I've been taking this like around 11:30, and I've been knocked out by midnight every single night, and I've been waking up early. So now that I wake up early, I do get a chance to make my smoothies in the morning, or my egg protein drink, or maybe just scrambled eggs. And I have been eating healthier too. My morning meals have been healthier, and I also start my mornings by going to the gym as well. I have been doing that, and after the gym I come back home. I'll have like a healthy snack, and then I'll like marinate the food that I want to eat for dinner, and then I will shower, and then I will put out the clothes that I am wearing for my YouTube videos, and then I'll like, you know, have the wigs on my bed. I'll start doing my makeup and all that. If you're interested in seeing my full morning routine, let me know down below in the comment section. I don't know if that's something that you guys will be interested in doing, but I do want to incorporate different types of videos into my YouTube channel because life does happen. I know sometimes it may seem that like I am not really recording or whatever, but life has been happening to me the last few months. And I do want to be more active on the platform. So I do want to start doing more vlogs because I feel like these are easier for me to edit because I don't have to do a lot of editing to them. So please let me know what you want to see more of on my channel. And happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys. So the crazy part is I did do a lot of research, and I ended up finding out that that same plastic surgeon's office that I was going to have my BBL done at originally, the doctor who was going to perform the surgery is a dermatologist, not even a plastic surgeon. So I'm so glad that I did not go through with the surgery, because imagine all of the complications and the risks that, you know, anything could have gone wrong at that point if the doctor is not a plastic surgeon. But in the state of New York, he was legally able to perform certain procedures. And I also found out that those same pictures on Instagram that I was so in love with the before and afters were photoshopped. So no, I did not get my butt done. I did not go through with the BBL surgery, and I'm so happy that I didn't. I'm so over all of that anyway. So yes, moving forward, fitness is going to be something that I'm trying to adopt as I get older.
It's Beige, Ojai. Yeah, that's right. It's Beige, Ojai.